Welcome everybody. My name is Lindsay, and we've got a gentle yoga class today that will be a hybrid between a gentle flow and then a restorative practice at the end. So I have a few props nearby that you might find helpful for our practice. We will be doing a low to minimal restorative practice. So even just towels and a blanket might feel really nice. But I also have some blocks, a bolster, really whatever you have to kind of pad yourself up towards the end of class. So that's that. And we will start practice today standing on our mat. We'll come to the top of our mat. And we'll start to ground down through the feet. We'll take a moment and we'll pedal the feet left and right, just feeling in through the feet, stretching out through the backs of the legs. And we'll begin to find some stillness here in this movement. And we'll plant the feet down nice and even to each other, rocking forward and back on the feet, finding that weight between the front of the feet and the heels. When you find that kind of middle ground between the back and the front of the feet, we'll rock from side to side. Again, just noticing if one foot is wanting to take on more weight than the other. If it feels natural to start a lean on one leg, trying to minimize that and equalize the weight between the two sides. We'll plant down through the feet, start to engage the muscles of the legs, feel the lower belly draw in, lift and lengthen the spine. We'll broaden the collarbones and extend the fingers down towards the floor. We'll take a moment here in our standing Tadasana pose to take a nice slow round of breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Great work. Again, like that, you might close the eyes here to feel the sensations through the feet, feeling the activation of the muscles through the body, to feel the breath rise and fall in the chest. Allowing the breath to lengthen and deepen as we feel this balance, this engagement, and this peace. This stillness while having some activation in the muscles. Great work. We'll blink the eyes back open and begin to bring some movement in with this standing posture. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, reaching up nice and tall. And we'll exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, drawing the lower belly in, take it nice and slow as we come into our forward fold. Nice little gentle bend in the knees. We'll pause here in this forward fold, giving ourselves a moment, grabbing opposite elbows here and enjoying a gentle sway from side to side. Stretching out through the lower back, lengthening the spine. Allowing the head to move gently from side to side, or maybe nodding the head yes and no. Great work. Pausing that movement, increasing the bend in the knees, releasing opposite arms. Slowly exhale, ragdoll yourself all the way back up to standing. We'll find our Tadasana mountain pose, broadening the collarbones, extending the fingers down towards the floor, reaching the head up towards the sky. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, and with the exhale, open the arms out towards the sides, creating little airplane arms here. And we'll start to draw little circles with the hands on the opposite walls. Keeping the engagement through the legs, keeping the lower belly drawing in, keeping the spine nice and long, warming up through the chest, the arms, the shoulders, waking up the upper body. Great, we'll take another 3, 2, 1 in this direction, and then we'll reverse the circles, continuing to warm up through the chest, the arms, the shoulders, etc. Keeping that balance weighted equally between the feet and the breath moving steadily in and out. We'll take another 3, 2, 1. Lowering the arms down by the sides. Feeling that warmth across the chest. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up overhead. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Coming all the way back down. We'll place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way back up to standing, lifting the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Great work. Now we'll open the arms up into kind of this cactus arm look. Continuing to spread across the chest. We're gonna bring the palms down and then we'll lift the palms back up. Warming up through the rotator cuffs, we'll lower the hands down and lift up. Looks like we're high-fiving or low-fiving somebody down below. Feeling that engagement through the lower belly, through the legs, feeling nice and active in the lower body while we're working up the upper body. We'll take another 3 of these. 3, 2, 1. And we'll bring the hands back to heart center. We'll inhale, release the arms, lift the arms up overhead. Imagine that we're catching a great big beach ball up overhead. Nice work. Draw the shoulder blades down. Feet are equally weighted down into the floor, drawing the lower belly in. And we'll exhale, reach those fingers over to the left side of the mat. Push the hips over to the right. Keeping yourself in that plane, that flat plane, like we're squeezed between 2 pieces of glass. Feel the weight between the feet, equalize the weight, draw the lower belly in and exhale, rise the arms back up. Okay, now we're gonna pass that beach ball over to the right. Reaching over to the right, push the hips over to the left, feel the weight in the feet, nice and equal. Reach, draw the lower belly in, feel that kind of flatness through the body, that stretch to the side, and we'll exhale, rise ourselves back up. Great work. We'll do that one more time with the breath. Inhale at the top, exhale, reach the beach ball over to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale, rise back up. Release the hands back behind you. We'll interlace the fingers down by the hips. Draw the knuckles down towards the floor, broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips. Bending forward, lowering yourself all the way down, spreading across the chest, lifting the knuckles up towards the sky. Great work. Now lower the knuckles back down towards the hips, draw the lower belly in, slowly rising ourselves all the way back up to standing, keeping the bind of the hands behind you. Draw the knuckles down, push the hips forward, lift the chest forward, lift the gaze up. Get a little back bend here. Exhale, release the back bend, coming back into neutral. Release the bind of the hands, extend the fingers down towards the floor, finding our Tadasana mountain pose. Nice work. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Inhale, place the hands on the shins, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Great work. We'll plant the hands at the top of the mat. Nice bend in the knees, slowly extending the legs out one at a time, coming into our plank pose. Keeping the hips in line with the shoulders, pushing the mat away, draw the lower belly in, and then we'll exhale, push the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal the feet out left and right, stretching in through the backs of the legs. We'll push into the hands to feel the shoulders pressed back and the tailbone just shine a little brighter towards the sky. Pedaling those feet. Great work. Then we'll take that dog walk and we'll continue to step the feet up towards the hands, coming back into our forward fold. Feet hips distance apart. Maybe grabbing that opposite elbow, giving ourselves that nice little stretch through the back of the body, a little dangle here, maybe a gentle rocking from side to side. Feeling these forward folds just getting a little deeper. Great work. Releasing opposite elbows. Place the hands on the shins. We'll inhale, rise up halfway, drawing the lower belly in, feeling nice and long here. I'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, lifting the arms up overhead, lifting ourselves up nice and tall. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Great work. We'll start by planting down through that right foot. Squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right glute. Getting a little light in the left foot. We'll inhale to lift the left knee up. And as we exhale, extend the left leg back behind you, planting the toe, planting the heel, taking a nice big step back, 3.5 feet back there. Coming into our warrior two, swivel the back foot so it's parallel-ish with the short edge of the mat, and take a nice deep bend in that front knee, stacking the right knee over the right ankle. We'll extend the arms out towards the short edges of the mat, and we'll continue to sit nice and deep into that right knee. Taking a breath here, gazing over the right fingers. Great work. On the inhale, straighten the front knee, lift the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two, rebending that knee, bring the hands out towards the short edges of the mat. Nice work. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, warrior two. Great work. We'll hold this warrior two, and we'll come into our side angle, our extended side angle pose, bringing the right forearm to the right thigh. We'll draw the left hand in towards the chest, and then we'll extend the left arm along the left ear. So we're making a nice long line from that left ankle up towards the left edge of the arm. So if you're feeling kind of awkward here in the arm and the shoulder, draw the arm back into the chest and then reach almost forward to the top of the mat. So instead of having the arm kind of cranked back behind you, extend it, reaching forward to the short edge of the mat. Great adjustments. We'll draw the lower belly in and exhale, rise ourselves all the way back up to that warrior two. Great work. Hands come to heart center, straighten the front knee. Woo, nice little break. Swivel those right toes so that they are parallel-ish with the short edges of the mat. And we'll move into our wide-legged forward fold. As you inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. We'll exhale, draw the belly in, hinge forward from the hips, lowering yourselves all the way down to that forward fold. You can release the hands from heart center and place the hands on the floor, on the calves, the thighs. You might grab opposite elbows and just find something here that feels nice. Taking a few breaths here in our forward fold. Great work. If you've got a bind in the arms, go ahead and release that. You can bring the hands to the hips or back to heart center, drawing the lower belly in, and then increase the bend in the knees. We'll exhale, slowly rise ourselves back up to standing, stacking vertebrae up one at a time. My hands come to heart center, swivel all the toes to point towards the top of the mat, push to that right foot, and exhale, bring the left back up to the top. Planting the feet nice and parallel to each other, extend the fingers down towards the floor, finding that Tadasana mountain pose, feeling that engagement through the feet, the legs, the belly, the shoulders, all the things. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale fully. Feeling any differences between the two sides. Great work. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, and hinge from the hips. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way back up to standing, lifting the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Great work. I'm just going to switch to the other side of the mat so you can see the other side. Well, we will start by grounding down through the left foot. Squeeze the left thigh, squeeze the left glutes. Feeling a little light in that right leg, coming up onto the right toes. Drawing the belly in, we'll lift the right knee up. And as you exhale, extend the right leg back behind you. Plant the toe, plant the heel, about 3.5 feet behind you. Nice big wide stance. Maybe heel toe, the foot forward and back, just broadening the step. And then that right foot, we're going to swivel it so it's parallel-ish with the short edge of the mat. Taking that left knee, bend it nice and deep over the left ankle. Finding our stance, and then we'll extend the arms out towards the short edges of the mat. Lift and lengthen the spine, feel nice and tall here. Imagine that you're getting pulled back slightly by those right fingers, reaching towards the back of the mat. Reaching the spine, nice and tall. Great work. On the inhale, straighten the front knee, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Great work. Moving with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the front knee. Exhale, warrior two. And again, inhale, straighten, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Last warrior two right here. Finding that deepest warrior two, sinking down just a little bit more, feeling the balance in the feet, the core. Great. We'll move into our extended side angle pose. Left forearm comes to the left thigh. And bring that right hand into the chest first, and then shoot it out, almost like from the top of your head, reaching along that right ear. Now we'll just open up the collarbones a little bit more towards the wall instead of towards the floor, and feel that nice line of energy running from that ankle to the arm. Nice work. Taking that breath here, breathing steady and slow, feeling that engagement, feeling that strength. Nice work. And then as we exhale, rise back up into warrior two. Great. Bring the hands to heart center, straighten the front knee. Woo. Sole the left foot so it's parallel-ish with the short edge of the mat. We'll come into that wide-legged forward fold again. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the belly and hinge forward from the hips. Great work. Coming into that nice big forward fold. So as an option on this side, you might enjoy walking the hands from side to side, coming over to the right side, bringing them over to the left side. Fantastic. We'll start to come back into stillness at the center of the mat. Bring the hands back to heart center or at the hips. Gentle bend in the knees. We'll exhale, slowly round ourselves all the way back up to standing. Great work. We'll swivel all the toes towards the top of the mat. Push in through that front foot. And exhale, bring the back foot to the top of the mat. Extending the fingers again down towards the floor. Lift and lengthen the spine. Feel nice and tall, nice and strong in our Tadasana mountain pose. Take a full breath. Fantastic. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Through exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge on the hips. Placing the hands on the shins, inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Placing the hands at the top of the mat, nice deep bend in the knees. We'll extend the legs again to the back of the mat, coming into that plank pose. Great work, feeling nice and strong here. Drawing the lower belly in, nice work, everybody. We'll bend the knees down towards the floor, bend the elbows towards the back of the mat, untuck the toes, lower the chest all the way down towards the floor, taking that half push-up, lowering all the way down onto our tummy. Great work, getting a little back bend in, plant the hands underneath the armpits, squeeze the elbows in towards the body. Inhale, push into the palms, lift the chest up, finding that low cobra. Or maybe pushing into the palms a little bit more and finding your seal pose. Exhale, slowly lower the head and the chest back down towards the floor. Great work. Keep the knees planted down into the ground, elbows squeeze into the body, bring the gaze to neutral. We'll exhale, push into the palms, rising ourselves all the way back up, passing through tabletop and coming into child's pose. Bringing the hips and the heels together at the back of the mat. Lowering the head to be nice and soft here. Taking a breath. Fantastic. Push into the palms, lift the gaze up towards the fingers, rock forward into tabletop. Plant into the palms, lift the sternum away from the floor, draw the lower belly in, and we'll start to move into our cat-cow movements. As you inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, lift the gaze up towards the sky. With the exhale, draw the belly in, lift the back towards the sky, tilting the tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, draw the belly in, draw the gaze towards the navel. One more time. Great work. Coming back to neutral. Finding that neutral spine. We'll kick the left heel up towards the sky. Nice bend in that left knee. As we exhale, draw that left knee into the chest, squeezing it in, feeling that same kind of cat back that we had. And then we'll kick the heel back up towards the sky. Inhale, squeeze the knee into the chest. Exhale, kick it back up. One more time, inhale, squeeze. Exhale, kick. This time as you squeeze the knee in, we're gonna plant the foot up towards the top of the mat. Heel toeing the foot up towards the hands. Great work. Finding that planted sensation in the feet, draw the lower belly in. We'll slowly walk the hands up to that left knee. Push the hips forward just a little bit more, coming into our low lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Push those hips forward. Feel that nice stretch in the hip flexor on the right side. Great work. Now taking this into our twisted low lunge, extend the hands out in front of you. Lower the left hand down towards the floor, and then we'll bring that left hand all the way to the back of the mat, spreading across the chest. Feeling that balance through the lower body, through the core, feeling that strength and that stretch through the arms. Great work. Lower the left hand back down towards the floor, untwisting, extend both arms back up towards the sky, that low lunge. One more time, pushing the hips forward. Great work. Bring the hands down through heart center, hinge forward from the hips, plant the hands back down onto the floor. Drag that right knee back to the left, and we'll shake the hips from side to side. Great work. Pausing that movement, finding our stillness again. Kick the right heel up towards the sky, moving into that posture on the other side. Kick, draw the knee into the chest, exhaling, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, kick the heel up. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, squeezing it in, rounding through the back. Inhale, kick the heel up. Last time, exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, kick the heel up. Exhale, squeeze the knee in, and then we'll plant that right foot up towards the top of the mat. Heel toeing the foot forward towards the hands, and starting to move into our low lunge. Walking the hands up towards that right knee, bending the knee over that right ankle, pushing the hips forward just a little bit, feeling that stretch along the front of the hip flexor. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Draw the shoulders down just a little bit, finding that space between the ears and the arms. Great. Breathing nice and slow here. Then we'll extend the arms out in front of you, taking that twist, lowering the right hand down towards the floor. Extend the right hand back behind you, spreading across the chest. Breathing here nice and slow. Feeling that balance, feeling that twist, feeling that openness. Great work. Slowly bring that right hand back down towards the ground. Meet both arms back together. Inhale, lift the arms up high overhead. And we'll bring the hands down through heart center, hinge forward from the hips, plant the hands back down at the floor. Draw the right knee back to the left and shake the hips from side to side, rocking the hips from side to side. We'll begin to transition into our bear pose. So that intuitive movement in our hands and knees. So you might take some barrel rolls, you might move back into cat-cow, you might rock back and rest in child's pose. Really kind of whatever works best for you. This will be our final pose before moving into our restorative practice. So if there's any spots, any wiggles, any kinks that you'd like to move through, right now is a great time to pause and breathe into any, spots that need the extra time or attention. Fantastic. We'll start to pause that movement and we'll come to seated. Our first restorative pose will be a reclined bound angle pose. So some options for setup. I'll be using, you can use towels if you've got blocks, if you've got some pillows. You'll want one on either side of the mat. So if you've got blocks, you can put them on either side, high, medium, or low setting. Or if you've got something like towels or pillows, you can bring those as well. I've got these folded into thirds here, but you could do something like halves, quarters. You could even double these up. So we'll have our props on the side and we'll lower ourselves down onto our back. And from here, we'll heel toe the feet towards each other and gently allow the knees to open out towards the sides. So you may feel at first that you don't need any support underneath the hips or underneath the knees, but let's just add a little bit of support, a little bit of padding somewhere here to avoid feeling any sensation at first. We'll be holding this pose for about 10 minutes, so it can slowly creep up onto us. We want to give ourselves the opportunity here to feel completely relaxed. So if it's a little chilly in your house, I might also recommend maybe a nice cozy blanket covers you as well. So we'll take this pose for those 10 minutes, reclining down onto these props, whether it's something like a pillow or towel or maybe a block. Maybe you'd like the block a little closer to your knee if you're having a hard time kind of settling into this pose. You might take a higher variation on the block. All's good. So as a reminder, with our restorative practice, because we are holding these poses for so long, we want to be completely comfortable, feeling totally supported and relaxed. So if there's any padding that you might need underneath the head or the shoulders to help elevate the chest to feel a little bit more relaxed, you're welcome to pad under those areas as well. Take some time here to really find that position that feels so nice and relaxed to you. Some options for the arms, you might open them out into a cactus arms or airplane wings. You might like a little bit more cozy position, placing the hands on the chest and the belly or resting on the hip points. And as we are resting here in our bound angle pose, you might make a subtle adjustment of drawing the tailbone, just sliding it gently closer towards the heels or getting the sacrum to rest a little more firmly on the floor. You might draw the chin a little closer towards the chest, lengthening out the spine, and draw the shoulder blades underneath the back a little bit more, tucking those shoulders. And as we settle in, closing our eyes, we'll start to lengthen out the breath, feeling the inhales and the exhales deepen and lengthen with our practice. Using these long, slow belly breaths to almost massage our nervous system, calming down our nervous system and helping us enter into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest, digest, and heal system. Takes the body about 15 minutes of stillness to activate that system through the body. But we can aid that by taking these long, slow breaths, calming the mind and bringing the awareness to our breath. Now, as we are resting here in our restorative practice, you might find that the mind wants to wander away from what we are doing. There's this beautiful practice of creating a dedication or an intention. Our sankalpa, or our heartfelt desire, can help serve our practice by providing fuel for maybe healing or just some positive thoughts, as well as an anchor for our minds to keep ourselves kind of coming back to this heartfelt desire. So I invite you, if you feel so called, to create your own sankalpa, your own heartfelt desire that you can come to allow the mind to rest on as we are in these poses of stillness. I like to encourage phrasing our dedication or our intention with positive language in the present tense. So you might start your dedication or your intention with a I am statement or a it is statement. Allowing ourselves to feel present and with this dedication as we repeat it to ourselves mentally. We have another 5 minutes here in this position. So if you need to make any adjustments to allow yourself to become just a little bit more comfortable, please make those adjustments. If you need to give yourself some more padding underneath the legs, the hips, the shoulders, the hands, the head, please feel free to make those adjustments, just allowing yourself to soften and sink into this restorative practice, allowing your body to feel nested and secure. Notice as the sensations creep in over these long holds. And slowly, gently begin to make our transition out of this pose. Bringing some movement into the fingers and wiggling the toes. Stretching the arms out nice and long. Now bring the hands to the outer thighs and slowly help the knees up towards the sky. We'll heel toe the feet a little wide on the mat and rest in this rebound position. Allowing the hips to slowly neutralize. Taking a minute here just to feel those sensations move through the body. Noticing where you are feeling and what you are feeling. We'll heel to the feet back to neutral. Knees are parallel to each other. And we'll bring whatever prop was on the right side of the mat over to the left side of the mat, just so it's more reachable. We'll be moving into a supine twist. So we'll lower the knees over to the left side of the mat. So you might have the left knee lower down onto one of those bolsters or blankets, and you might place another one between the knees. So I've got like a towel knee type stacking situation. You might find that you don't need one or both of the props. You could just kind of feel into this yourself, see how deep you'd like to go. Again, the aim is to not feel sensation at the very start of this pose. We'll be holding this side for about 7 minutes. We'll complete this position with the arms open out wide. Again, into that cactus arms or airplane wings. We'll start there. If that feels too intense on the shoulders or the middle upper back, you can bring both arms over onto the left side, kind of resting in a fetal position or fetal twist. And you are welcome to bring a blanket over yourself for that little bit of added comfort here. And we'll take those 7 minutes here resting on our side. Again, we've got ourself propped up with either a towel, a pillow, a blanket, just allowing the hips to rest over, or the legs to rest over to the left side of the mat, getting this nice gentle twist through the spine. Shoulders may come to rest on the floor here, arms open out towards the sides. Cactus arms or airplane wings. Maybe you'd like to make a diamond shape up overhead, opening up more through the side body. Connecting again with the breath. Allowing the breath to move steady in and out of the body. Allowing for that softness to enter into this posture. Taking any subtle movements or adjustments that might help you rest a little more fully here. Have 7 minutes per side. The mind begins to wander. You can gently bring your attention or awareness back to your dedication or your intention. We have 2 more minutes on this side. Find something extra to relax, to release. Maybe the muscles in the jaw, maybe the fingers, maybe the muscles between the eyebrows. Begin to make our way out of this side and transition to the other side, bringing some movement again into the hands. Maybe finding a little stretch in the chest, through the arms. Begin to help the knees back up towards the sky. You might use the hands to help lift the knees back up. Pausing with the knees towards the sky. We'll bring the props over to the other side. And as you are ready, slowly lowering the knees over to the right side of the mat. Noticing any differences between the two sides. You might find that one side is a little more willing to twist. One side might feel a little tighter. Don't feel like you have to have perfect balance between the two sides. Pad yourself up appropriately for the sensations you're feeling on that side. If you'd like, you might bring an extra little pillow underneath this left hip, just if you're feeling a little tighter on this side. Taking some time to really get yourself nice and comfortable in this position. Might bring that blanket over yourself again if you've got that. If you're feeling a little chilly today. It is, fairly common in this restorative practice to become a little more chilly as we aren't moving as much. So finding the position that you would like to keep with the arms, finding that padding underneath the knees for this twist. And we'll hold this again for another 7 minutes, finding yourself able to sink down into the relaxation and into the stillness, just a little easier every time we practice. Taking those long, slow breaths. Taking any adjustments, any wiggles, any shiftings. Finding that fully supported posture here. With another 3 minutes here, allow yourself any adjustments that you might desire. Softening the muscles of the face, softening the muscles of the shoulders, the hips, of the legs, of the glutes, of the feet. We'll begin to make our transition out of this posture. Maybe using the support of the arms. We'll roll ourselves over onto our right side, resting in a fetal position. Taking some time here, allowing the hips to be nice and neutral. As you are ready, slowly, gently helping yourself up into a seated position. We'll begin to get ourselves set up for our final resting pose, and it'll be a chest opening shavasana. So depending on the props that you have available near you today, I will be using a towel and I'll roll it up something like that. You might use a blanket, you might use a pillow, something smaller than a full-size bolster. And we'll use this just gently underneath our shoulder blades. So we'll place that on our mat, and we'll have a little bit of support for underneath our knees as well. So I will use another towel, but again, you can use a blanket, you can use a pillow, something, yeah, I might even widen this out a little bit. So we can have a nice wide position in the hips with a little bit of support underneath the knees. Again, if you're practicing with something like a full bolster, you can use that bolster underneath the knees, or just a little support underneath the knees will feel nice here as we rest for a while. So there you go. I've got a little bit of support underneath the knees. I'll lower myself slowly, gently onto this rolled towel or blanket, and I'll place it not on the scapula, not on the shoulder blades, but just under. So my shoulder blades kind of roll over that blanket. You might find that you'd like less of a roll. You'd like a little more flatness to this support underneath the chest. You might find that you'd like to scooch the blanket up or down just a little bit. You might find that you want a little bit more support underneath the knees. All of these things are wonderful adjustments that you can take for our final heart opening Shavasana. Doesn't have to look exactly like mine. You might find that, you don't want a towel or a blanket underneath your back. You might want to place that towel or blanket underneath the head to have a little bit more of a pillow. Just finding whatever shape you would like to take for these last 10 minutes of class. Allow yourself to relax and soften, not feeling like you need to do or be anything here other than just softly relaxing. And allow the breath to move naturally in and out. As I mentioned, we'll be in this Shavasana for the remainder of class. So feel free to make those subtle adjustments, getting yourself just a little bit more comfortable. begin to slowly, gently bring a little bit of movement back into our fingers and our toes. Taking some deeper inhales. You might stretch the arms out nice and long. Feeling that nice relaxation we've developed through this practice. As you are ready, bending the knees. And we'll roll over onto our left side, resting in another fetal position. Rolling ourselves off of the props. Taking a moment here to feel a sense of gratitude towards ourselves for prioritizing our health and our wellness today. Breathing in that gratitude and breathing out wellness. And as you are ready, we'll slowly, gently make our way back into a comfortable seated position. The eyes can stay closed to the gaze softly lowered. Then inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Then exhale, drawing the hands down through heart center. Thank you all so much for your practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you all. Namaste.